Hello, my name is Aisha Francis, and I'm doing this PowerPoint for evaluation and measurement. And my PowerPoint is about peer assessment. Once again, my name is Aisha Francis. This is MAT 518. So I have two definitions. This is my first definition for peer assessment. Peer assessment is an arrangement for learners to consider and specify the level, value, or quality of a product or performance of other equal status learners that would be the peers or the classmates. Product to be assessed can include writing or presentations, portfolios, test performance, or other skilled behavior. Peer assessment can be summative or formative. My second definition for peer assessment defines peer assessment as the process through which groups of individuals rate their peers. So this slide talks about the advantages, and I have four advantages listed. So the first one is to encourage student responsibility. So with them having such a task, will allow them to realize what type of responsibility they hold in the classroom. The second one is work and develop the students' judgment skills. So they'll understand that since this is such a task, that they have to make the proper judgment skills and realize that they really have to contemplate on the choice that they're making within while grading this assessment or paper, homework assignment, whatever it may be. Allow students to internalize and understand the assessment criteria. So this might speak to different learning styles. So if the teacher is verbally telling the students what the criteria will be, one may not understand it. But once they get a chance to assess another student's work, then they may get it verb visually and um, understand it a little bit better. And then four is reduce the teacher's grading. So even though the teacher will look over it, they may not have to sit for a long time and grade specifically all the papers. So this slide talks about the disadvantages. So I have three disadvantages listed. And the first disadvantage is there's a risk that peer pressure may influence the grades of the assessment. So if I'm sitting next to my friend and it just so happened that I receive a paper from my friend, they may say, hey, we're friends, so you know what you have to do. So that may sway the student to grade a little less harsh than they would regularly. Certain students may be discriminated against. So if there is someone who is being bullied in the class and a person who is bullying that student receives their paper, they might tend to grade more harshly than they would regularly because they have some prejudices against that student. Can significantly add to the teacher workload. So this may add to the teacher workload because for there to be a proper understanding, for these students to have a proper understanding of what is being expected from this grading, they'll have to not only talk about how to peer assess, but with different assignments, outline what is needed for the different criteria. So that may take some time, opposed to them just grading it themselves. So this side talks about the limitations. I have two limitations listed. The first limitation is students can question the ability of other students to assess their work. So the students may feel, hey, I'm in second grade, you're in second grade, so why should you be grading my paper? What do you know? Like, how will you really know that I got the problem wrong? So that might cause some confusion in the classroom because um, there wouldn't be a trust factor there for a peer to grade another peer's paper. The second one is students don't value peer feedback. So, as I said previously, if I get my paper back or a student gets their paper back, and out of 20 questions, there were 5 questions wrong, the student might say, hey, um, I don't really believe that my problems are wrong, and they may not know what they're talking about. So then the teacher may have to regrade the paper or maybe look at the paper a little bit closer. So the last slide is consequences and outcomes. So I just have one consequence and outcome, and this one is conflict among peers. So previously I spoke about in a disadvantage being that one student wouldn't trust another student to assess them, so that can lead to conflicts. So instead of focusing on assessing the other person, they may be going back and forth about why they marked this question wrong or how they should mark a question right. So that may lead to other things in the classroom other than just focusing on assessing. So lastly, this is my reference page, and I have two references. One is the use of self, peer, and co-assessment in higher education, a review. And then the next one is peer assessment, theory, info, practice.